I'm sorry, hubby, that's not your biological child. So you are not the father. Like, hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another Reddit Am I the A-hole video. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife I'm not okay with her naming our daughter with her sister instead of me? First thought, no. Let's see if my decision changes, but I don't think it's going to. My wife, 26 female, is pregnant with our first child. She did a test to determine the sex of the baby early in her pregnancy, first trimester, and we found out we were going to be parents to a little girl. Really quickly, we decided our daughter was going to be named Adora. That name holds special meaning to us. You know what that sounds like? Like those jewelry ads where they have diamonds? Adora. Tell me that doesn't sound like one, but okay. Anyways, the names hold special meaning to us. She was always a huge fan of She-Ra and loved the OG show and the remake. We actually bonded over the remake show. I, 27 male, thought it was a sweet name and loved that it had a deeper personal connection for the two of us. The middle name was still not entirely set in stone, but the first name was. My wife is now 6 months pregnant, and her twin sister is expecting a baby boy 3 months after our daughter is due. 3 weeks ago, they started talking about baby names, and then all of a sudden, my wife told me that she and her sister decided the baby should have timeless names that fit with the family names. Emily, Elizabeth, James, and Heyyyy, their parents, William, Hannah, and Grace, their siblings. So my wife and her sister chose the name Catherine for our daughter instead, and son-in-law's son will be Alexander. I was hurt and more than a little peeved. My wife asked me why I had the expression on my face, and I told her I was not okay with her naming our daughter with her sister instead of me. I told her we had chosen the name Adora. She never expressed second thoughts about the name. We were just working on a middle name. I told her I was supposed to be the baby's other parent, not her sister. Yet she takes her sister's opinion on board and decides they'll name the child we're having together. I told her I had not expected that from her, that I thought she truly respected me and was excited to be on this journey together. She asked me if I was really that upset about it, and I said yes. I told her I wouldn't lie and say I was okay with it. I told her she basically cut me out of the process in the end if she were to go ahead with this. My wife has been quiet since this. Her sister was furious with me for telling my wife I wasn't okay with it. She told me I should respect their twinness, and I got to make all the other decisions with my wife, so why was I being such an a-hole about this? She told me to get over myself, and she accused me of acting like a child. Am I the a-hole? What she did was something we call gaslighting. So she slapped down a Uno reverse card and she just gaslit you. He's not the a-hole. Like, I feel like the two parents should come up with the name for the child, obviously. Go Twin, shout out, but Twin didn't get you pregnant. Twin is not having this baby with you, and Twin will not be raising this baby with you. But all of that aside, seriously, like, this is the man you chose to have a kid with. Like, I think you guys should come to an agreement of what the name should be. Like, that just makes the most logical sense. Like, the twin stuff, okay, it's cute that you guys are having names, like, or babies back to back, but like, you literally already agreed on a name, so this was pretty cut and dry. Simple. I don't think he's the a-hole, but like, maybe it could be Adora Catherine. Adora Catherine could be your middle name. Adora Catherine last name. Wow, like, you could do that. Yeah, the sister played him for real, but then the wife, I guess maybe she's just taking her time to think about it, so hopefully she comes around and changes her mind and understands why he is, like, you know. Am I the a-hole for refusing to help a girl in the gym unless she stops recording me? Based on the title, I think no, but let's see. I think I acted rudely with a girl in the gym, and I wanted to get opinions on if I was the AH in this situation. I, 41 male, go to the gym early? Okay, like, sometimes this is a struggle, okay? I, 41 male, go to the gym early morning around 5:30 a.m. there are generally very few people that come to the gym at that time. There is a girl, early 20s, that also comes to the gym at the same time. We always say hello to each other and have a small talk between our sets. She comes in early because the gym is empty, and she likes to record herself working out as she wants to be a fitness influencer or something. She seems dedicated, and we know each other for at least a year. That's a long time. Today morning, as I was working out, she came to me and asked for help. She was very excited and told me that she wanted to go for a PR on a barbell squat. She asked me if I could spot her, as she was not confident if she would be able to do it. I said okay, as this is not the most uncommon thing. For people who are unfamiliar, this is an extra shout out to him, he's real. This is an exercise where you carry a barbell with weights on your back and perform a squat. The spotter has to stand behind the person and support the person in case they fail to get up. As she was getting ready, I saw her phone in the corner and asked her if I can be off camera or if she can stop recording. She said she really wanted to record herself doing it, and I will look good on camera. Girl, I don't care. I told her that I really do not want to be on camera, as my wife or coworkers may watch the video if she posts it online and may not look good for me. Another reason that I did not tell her was that she was wearing a very revealing outfit, small sports bra, and tight shorts, and I really did not feel comfortable being recorded standing behind her. She promised me that she will record it for herself and not post the video. However, I just did not want to be recorded. I told her that I really feel uncomfortable and that if she waits for 30 minutes, one of the trainers may be able to help her. She became really upset and asked, why am I making the situation weird? I'm sorry. She accused me of sexualizing her. She asked me if she was a man, would I have done it? I felt she had a point, as I have done it for other people. I told her that I would be okay doing it, but I just don't want to be recorded doing it. She again went on a rant about me. Okay, girl, don't play with me. She went on a rant about me body shaming her and me being uncomfortable with her perfectly fine outfit. I felt bad that I upset her, as I was just trying to work out. I have also asked people to spot me in the past, and people always helped. However, I just did not want to be recorded. Pretty not confusing. Am I the a-hole for refusing to spot her because she was recording? I didn't want her to feel that it was because of her clothes or because she is a girl. However, this a real man right here. However, as a married man, I need to observe some boundaries and really don't want to be recorded in that way with a girl half my age. No, like, this a man that's like, listen. Okay, bro. I'm also worried that she recorded our whole conversation and may post it online. I do not know what I should do in this situation and am a bit worried. Yeah, I'm sorry, but no, that girl is not ish, if you catch my drift. Like, it's not even, it has nothing to do with the situation. If you want to be an influencer, cool. If somebody does not want to be recorded, they're not getting recorded, end quote. So it's not about the gym, it's not about movies, it's not about nothing. Like, if somebody does not feel comfortable being recorded, then that's the end of that, and you move on and go on about your day. So she did this gaslighter number two. This is Uno reverse card number 2, because she was not respecting his boundaries, and then she tried to flip it on him and be like, oh my goodness, like, you're sexualizing me, girl, like, don't play. But yeah, and especially, like, it is even more loaded because, like, obviously everybody sees what happens online, like, with guys in the gym. You know, some of them are doing it, some of them aren't, but, like, there is that extra, I think, scrutiny on men. I feel like, who am I speaking up for men? Like, literally, who am I? But anyways, like, with, like, I just can't take this serious. With the gym and, like, some women in the gym, right? There's an extra scrutiny on men, with men and, like, their eye lines and, like, making sure they're not being creepy. And obviously some of them are being creepy, but also, like, some of them are just minding their business. So there's this, like, extra, I think, caution that men are taking in the gym. So I'm literally an ally. But anyways, please. But seriously, so, like, everything that he's saying is correct and makes sense. Like, he's in his 40s, you're in his 20s. Like, he doesn't want to be filmed in that uncomfortable situation, especially how the internet loves no context. So if somebody just saw that video online, they could be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe, like, he's so creepy, or he did that to younger, like, stuff like that. So literally everything he's saying makes sense. But he he shouldn't even have to explain himself. He set a boundary. I don't want to be recorded. Your next step is to not record him. So clearly he's not the a-hole. And equality everywhere. Equality, peace and equality for mankind. I'm confused. Am I the a-hole for fighting for my son to have my last name instead of his mom and her husband's? How is it your son and somebody else's? Baby, I don't get it. Let's see. Am I the a-hole for fighting for my son to have my last name instead of his mom and her husband's? I'm confused. So I generally can't even answer because I'm already confused how it's your son, but also a married couple's son. Like, did you give it up for adoption? If you did give it up for adoption, if you did give him up for adoption, I don't think you're an a-hole, but I do think you unfortunately have to relinquish some rights, so it's their business. But that's all I could think of. I'm confused. I, 24, have a 5-month-old son with my ex, 20. Oh, okay, it's a man. I thought it was 2 women. I'm like, girl, like, this can't be both of y'all, baby, biologically. Okay, it's a man. Okay, so no, I don't think this one's a little tricky. No, I don't think he's the a-hole because obviously it is his son. Yeah, I don't think he's the a-hole because it's his son. So I see his line of reasoning, but I can also completely understand why like the new husband and the mother would want him to have the husband's last name. So it's like, we just got to go to the courts with this. I, 24 male, have a 5-month-old son with my ex, 28 female, and things are complicated AF with her. We dated for 8 months. She left me for her ex and didn't tell me she was pregnant. It was her sister who told me, and she told me the baby was mine and my ex knew about it. I reached out and told her I wanted to be a parent to my kid. She retaliated by marrying her ex, and they told me he was going to be the father. I told them I would file with the courts when the baby was born to establish DNA and custody. My son was born. They did everything to keep me away, including adding her husband to the birth certificate and giving the kids his last name, which at the time of his birth was just the husband's name. My ex changed hers last month before our court date. They also tried to make my son a junior for the husband, first and middle name, but something changed, so his name is another form of her husband's name. But something changed, so his also tried. I'm guessing these birds are so loud and psychotic. So if you hear the freaking choir of crows, I can't, like, they're always crowing. Anyways, DNA proved I was the father. The judge ordered us to attend 2 mediation and therapy sessions together, me and my ex. We didn't reach an agreement because she was clear she wanted me out of the picture and wanted her husband to raise my son as his own. The judge did not take kindly to that. In my petition to the courts, I said I wanted my son to have my last name, not his stepfather's. The outcome from court was 50-50 physical and legal custody. My son's last name was changed, as was his first name, because my ex-husband was bitter. Because my ex's husband was bitter, he didn't get his junior and my son. We are to communicate through an app about our son and nothing else. Neither of us pays child support. We both have to make decisions for him. I'm also on the birth certificate now. My ex hates me for all that I did, but the source point seems to be the last name. Her mom called me, and I only met her twice while I was with my ex, but she called me and told me I was a petty little kid who was playing daddy when her grandson deserved a real man for a father, and he had/has one in the husband, and he has one in the husband, and I should have left them to raise him together, so he can have the stability of one home. Okay. She told me to deny that wonderful man the right to pass his name onto a child he swore to love as his own is awful, and that my ex as the mom should share a name with her child. Then I had one of my ex's friends come up to me while, girl, cause when I shove you, don't say nothing. I had one of my ex's friends come up to me while I was out getting groceries, and she called me petty for fighting for my son's last name. My ex also brought it up during our last exchange. She told me she hoped I was damn proud of myself for fighting over the name when she had her husband's name too, and she wanted it to be their family name, and I denied their son that. Am I the a-hole? No, I don't think he's the a-hole at all. Like, yeah, I don't really know what's going on here. Like logistically, like the only claim she could have made to the last name was to make it her last name. So if she was like, no, like, you know, I don't even want any him. If she was like, no, like I don't want his last name to be any man's last name, I want him to carry on my last name. If she was dead set on that, maybe we could do a little arguing. But I'm sorry, hubby, that's not your biological child. So you are not the father. Like, you're the dad that stepped up, allegedly, but you are not the father. And you're not even the dad that stepped up because the father wants to step up. So, like, you're literally just a stepdad, which is okay. Like, know your role and know your place. And I don't understand why y'all are freaking out over this. If you guys are literally married, don't you plan on having your own kids? Or did you guys just get married and plan on, like, kidnapping my kid and just, like, getting lit? I don't get it. Like, so I don't see the problem. Like, yeah, I don't think he's the a-hole. I don't understand why people are being dramatic. Yeah. Am I the a-hole for choosing my therapist over my sister? Based on the title, I can't say, because I don't know if you chose her like in life. If you chose her like in life and your sister is healthy, I would say yes. If you chose her and your sister is unhealthy, I would say no. If it was just like a disagreement, your therapist thought one, your sister thought one, I would say no, because you're allowed to agree with whoever. So those are my thoughts right now. Me, 24, and my sister, 27, have always been very close due to an unhealthy and inconstant family dynamic between us and our parents. Then I started trying dating and met an amazing guy. We really hit it off, but he thought I needed therapy before we could be anything more. That's fair. Because I had clear issues. Mainly, he told me that I erased myself to make sure everyone else was happy. Okay. No, like, the real men are outside tonight. Mainly, he told me I erased myself to make everyone else happy, and he didn't want to be in a relationship with someone that would always want whatever he wanted. That besides the point, me and him lost contact after a while, but what he said made me notice that I indeed have a lot of issues. So a year ago, I decided to start therapy. Since the beginning, my sister has been really against it and always brings it up asking if I'm still doing the therapy thing. My problem is, now my therapist gave me the challenge of saying no to things that make me uncomfortable. My sister asked me to go out with her and some friends on Saturday to celebrate the month of her birthday. Her birthday is July 19th, so it's not really the official celebration. I don't really know any of them and felt uncomfortable, so I said no, but told her we could go out on Sunday. My sister asked me why I said no, and I told her all this. She flipped out. She told me she always knew that I would end up choosing to hear a random person over her, and now I was being just like my parents and not being there for her important moments. She told me she refused to have another person like mom and dad in her life, and if I didn't choose her, she didn't want anything to do with me. I told her the choice was clear and that my therapist clearly cared more about me than her. I'm a mess right now. I haven't stopped crying since. My sister isn't talking to me. I tried calling and DMing her and she blocked me. Some friends in common of ours reached out and told me I was an a-hole and that I could do small things for my sister but chose this hill to die on. I honestly feel like the biggest a-hole also. At the end of the day, my sister also has traumas from our childhood, and maybe I made them worse. The worst part is that my mom heard about our fight and told me I was right. I should always choose myself. And if she's on my side, probably I'm wrong. Am I the a-hole? Wow, this is just a great way to end. But no, obviously, I don't think the sister's the a-hole. I think a very unfortunate thing that comes with getting healthier is that not a lot of people can stay. So not even just getting healthier, but there are certain buzzwords I hate using. But yeah, there are certain buzzwords that I think about using and then someone stops me. But the thing about elevating in life is that it's really unfortunate the amount of people that you're not going to be able to take with you. Not necessarily not because of you, but because of them. When you want something, when you want to be better, when you want to grow, and when you want to change, there are a lot of people that are just addicted to the cycle they're in, which it's not even me down talking them. Everybody loves cycles. So to really get better, you have to be so determined that you want something better. And not everybody's going to be like that. So when you are pursuing more, like there's just gonna be a lot, like who am I? But yeah, when you do want more, like usually it comes with a pruning season where you have to let a lot go from your past. So yeah, I don't think you're the a-hole. I think that's really messed up what your sister did. It's not your job. It's not your job to put anybody before you unless you have kids. That's what I think. So you're an adult and she's an adult. So she needs to get better and she needs to learn how to set her boundaries and how to deal with her trauma, because even if you not being able to go to one outing is like flaring up her trauma, that's not on you, that's on her. So she needs to do the internal work and be like, this is my sister, she's always there for me, we have a good relationship, so she can't come to one outing, life goes on. Like, you're not her mother and you're not her. So there's not so much that you could do for her. Like, you set a boundary, she should respect it, she should respect it. And yeah, those are my thoughts. But in general, it's a good topic because I feel like there are a lot of good things going on here. Like the way that her ex was like, you know, like you need to work on yourself, and she genuinely took that and that really bettered her and like elevated her life, I think is really good. And yeah, also like just the relationship with family, like I feel like no one ever wants to admit that there doesn't have to be one, but genuinely, like, and very unfortunately and very painfully, I don't believe there does have to be a relationship with family, because I believe if they're hurting you, then I don't think you should be with them. And for me, that's physical and emotional. I know a lot of people, like, it's only if they're abusing you, then let them go. But if not, like, oh, that's your family and that's just how they are. Like, I'm not a big fan of that. If you want to be better, you want to be happy, you want to be healthy, and your family is obnoxiously staying in the way of that, I do think you're well within your right to end those relationships. But in that, like, it's always going to be very, very painful. So obviously she's not the a-hole, but it's just a really unfortunate situation. And if her sister doesn't want to get better, then there's not going to be space for her in her life, because she's going to get better, she's going to stay the same, they're just not going to be on the same playing field like ever again. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Reddit.